Okay, welcome to another laundry darkroom where we make black and white prints in my darkroom set up in my laundry room. The last few weeks, or the last few episodes I should say, we did an 11 by, or I'm sorry, an 8 by 12 inch print with this mask on 11 by 14 paper, which 11 by 14 paper seems large until you actually go to print an 8 by 12 on it, and then it just doesn't seem that big. At any rate, the I'm out of 11 by 14 paper. I did use the last couple of sheets on the last episode, and I have some more ordered in, but it's not here yet. So we are going to make some 8 by 10 prints of a couple of these negatives. I can definitely crop it into an 8 by 10. So I'm thinking, let me just look at this here real quick. I know you can't see this, but there is one print in particular. This one will be on HP 5. See if I can get everything focused in here. This guy right here. It's a print that I scanned in, and I've posted this online in a couple of different places. This one right here of my youngest kind of shooting over his shoulder, and it's got all kinds of wonderful tones. It's fairly high contrast. The light source is up here. The back of his head is fairly in shadow, but still has a fair amount of detail in it. So I think we're going to do that one as an 8 by 10. And so let me get it mounted and framed up. I've got my 8 by 10 easel here with me, and we're going to leave the 11 by 14 here, and I'm just going to put my 8 by 10 easel right on top like so. And we've got our original Ilford multi-grade RC5. It's their newly released one. This box is almost completely empty. I've got another brand new fresh 100 sheets. So when this box runs out, we can continue right on printing. So let me get everything set up, and then we will come back. Okay, here we are. So this is, I realize it's probably upside down, but you can see, I think you can see, here, I mean, there's still a fair amount of detail in here, and I still need to focus this up, but my times should be roughly analogous to what they were when I was printing on the directly on the easel, because I haven't changed the height of the head. It is cropping in a little bit on this frame, but not actually significantly so. This is about the same framing that I would have regardless. We are chopping a little bit off the top here, and there's a little bit on the bottom right here, but not enough to really make much of a difference. But we're effectively looking over his shoulder at what he's got going on here. I love this shot, and so we're gonna make an 8 by 10 print of this. We've got the lights up here. They're gonna be fairly high density. I may end up doing a split grade print on this. In fact, I think that's what I am gonna do, because I need to work out what this time is gonna be. I think 16 seconds. So this is HP 5, so it's actually a different emulsion than the other print. Let me do a grade 2 at 15 seconds and just see what that gives us, and then I'll make a decision to either do a split grade and work out the time here, or figure out what I'm going to do from there. But right now as it is HP5. It's going to be different contrast than the other negative because this particular print file sheet has two different emulsions. Half of it's T-Max 400 and the other half is HP5. And I know HP5 comes out to a lesser contrast, a lower contrast than T-Max 400 does, using the published development times. At any rate, so I guess I'll just go for it and do a grade 2 and see what we get at 15 seconds. Okay, this is not a bad start, but can't see the lights or the ceiling at all up there. And this is definitely not showing any of the black in the little dude's hair. Yeah, we're losing all kinds of texture and detail in there. So grade 2 is too much. So I think I'm going to have to do a split grade print. I know grade 00 at 15 seconds probably ain't going to cut it. And we're at F11, so if I go to F8 in 10 seconds, that probably will give us a nice boost. So we'll see what that does for us. All right. Okay, this is a grade 00 print, F8 at 10 seconds, which would be the equivalent of bumping from 15 seconds to 20 seconds at F11. And I gotta say, I'm going to have to do some dodging and burning because at grade 00, this area is about right. It could be a little bit blacker, but for the most part it's about right. And this area up here, holy cow. I mean, there's a tiny little spot here where I can start to see some of the light fixture come in. I don't think you can even see that on video. Let me bring it in. Yeah, I don't think you can actually see that on video. Yeah, we're going to have to do some dodging and burning. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to use this handy black card and basically dodge like yay so. You know, effectively dodge like that, and we'll probably go back to F11 and bump it up to 20 seconds just so I've got enough time. And we're going to dodge the grade 00 for all this down here, and then work out a grade 5 time that will give us what we want in terms of exposure. So what I'm going to do next, I think, is do a grade 5 print only contact strip, just so I can work out going across vertically, just so I can work out what approximate time grade 5 is going to give me something usable. And that way this will all be much higher contrast, but we'll still have low contrast up here. So that's what we're going to do. Should be pretty fun and interesting. We'll see what comes of it. All right. Okay, this is going to be the F11 grade 5 test strip. We're going to do 2-second increments. I might have a little bit of a problem. I'm going to have to use this. Don't really want to use this. Okay, here we go. Actually, we want to go the other way. Ha! I had it right. All right. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Okay. And then we're going to do 16. All right, let's see what that looks like. Okay, so looking at this, this is about 6 seconds. This is about 8 seconds. So assuming I dodge everything, we're going to be basically looking at 6 to 8 seconds. This is 10 seconds, way too dark. 8 seconds is probably too dark. So it looks like 6 seconds is going to be about it. So that's so our grade 5 is going to be a maximum of 6 seconds. We're probably realistically going to be more along the lines of 4 to 6 seconds after this area here is dodged. So we'll see. Okay. Okay, this is a full print, grade 5, 6 seconds at f11. The reason why I did this is so I could see what part of the image is going to be affected by the grade 5, the part that I want to dodge, and what part I can just let burn through. So I originally thought I was going to only have to do the ceiling part, but the reality of the matter is it looks like I can pretty much let everything burn except for this area right in here, which is good. That's what I want. So I'm trying to do this handheld here. So I actually only need to basically dodge the back of his head. And you can see on this grade 5, I mean, there is a ton of detail in there. So we really do want to dodge as much as we can so that we can let this high contrast detail build in there. We want it to be dark, but not so dark that we have no texture. I mean, this literally has texture all the way down into everything. It's spectacular. And so, yeah, I'm when I scanned this in, I was really happy with what I got from it, because I had basically a really flat scan, and I basically went and manually pulled the tone curve down to where I was just barely touching max black down in here. And I mean, there's just a ton of detail in there. So this is going to make for, if I can pull this off and do it right, this is going to make for a really spectacular print. So anyway, that's where we're at. I'm going to do a grade 00 and dodge and burn the appropriate places, and then run a grade 5 for 6 seconds. Okay. Okay, so I've got the grade 00 filter in. I've got the timer set to 26 seconds. And I've got my dodge tool. So we're at F11, grade 00, 26 seconds. I've got my dodge tool here, and here we go. So I'm just going to basically go like this. And that's all we're going to do is, there we go. Okay, so basically we've cut our grade 00 exposure time down approximately by half, I'm guessing. So now we're going to crank this down to 20 seconds, flip that so that it's now 2-second increments. We're going to change our filter from a grade 5, or from a grade 00 to a grade 5. And we're going to do 3 bursts of 2 seconds each. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Okay, so you can now see on the video a little bit, there's more of the light fixture and the lights coming in, and we're just now starting to come off of paper white for the rest of the ceiling. So this is 26 seconds. I'm thinking I'm going to go back to my original thing because I don't want the rest of this to get much darker than it already is. So we're going to go to 34 seconds. And then, which will be another third of a stop at F11. And we're going to dodge and burn this whole area here instead. This is a little too black. Looking closely at it, it's, I think we're going to go from 6 seconds of grade 5 to, we're just going to flip it over from the full time to the a tenth. So we'll go from 6 seconds to 3.4 seconds, with just one 3.4 second burst. And that will probably do it for this area here. But I want to lighten the rest of this up a little bit. It's not that it's bad, but adding more time is definitely going to make it darker, particularly here. This probably won't be so bad, but yeah, I'll have to see. Anyway, yep, one more iteration. We're getting close though. Okay. It's getting late. This is going to have to be my last print of the evening. My last iteration of the evening. So I've got the grade 5 filter in. We're going to do a 3.4 second burst on everything for grade 5. And then I'm going to flip it over and do, oh, and this is the last sheet of this box. Ha! Even better. Okay. Yeah. There's nothing else in there. Good. Okay. So we're also finishing up this box on this sheet. So this, we're going to do make sure that's in there good. A 3.4 burst. Okay. Now we're going to, that was a grade 5. Yep, grade 5. So now we're going to put the grade 00 back in. And we're going to flip this timer boop, over to the full time. So now we're going to have 34 seconds, and I'm basically going to run this and try to see if I can do this. Okay, so we're going to go voomp, 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 voomp. So we do want everything to get some exposure, but we want to somewhat control it a little bit. And then we're going to voomp, voomp, voomp. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Okay, so adding a third of a stop is better. Let's get this a little bit in focus here. So we're still too black here, so we're going to have to take our grade 5 time. We're either going to have to get more aggressive with the dodging this area. The rest of this I'm actually happy with. This though, anyway, 34 seconds. We are now showing texture here. The lights are still very much, you can see we're coming off a paper white on the rest of the ceiling area. But the lights are still, we need to go to 40 seconds, basically, is what this is boiling down to, is we need to go to 40 seconds. So, yeah, I'm going to have to do this next week. I'm out of time. It's already going on midnight. I still need to clean everything up. I really wish I could, could have gotten started a little bit earlier, but I just had some other stuff going on, and I couldn't. So that will be this episode of Laundry Darkroom Prints, and I will see all of you on the next episode. I'm really happy with this down here. This actually I'm pretty happy with. I do want to dodge this a little bit more, or dodge it the same amount and just do grade 5 for less time. So this was with 3.4 seconds. I'm thinking we can probably cut that time in half again, just to give it a little burst. It's looking pretty good. I mean, we are having texture all the way down, except for the very darkest part right down in here is where we're missing texture. We've got some very dark texture in the rest of the area. I know that it's not showing up on the camera, but it is there when you're looking at it. I can see into that. I just can't see down into this darkest area here. So probably 3 seconds or 2 seconds, 2 seconds maybe. We'll see. Anyway, yes, yeah. So I'm thinking I'm gonna set the time back to 20 seconds, and we'll do 2 bursts of 20 seconds next time at F11, grade 00, and then do 1 burst at 2 seconds at grade 5. See what that looks like. But it's gonna have to be next week, simply because I got to get cleaned up and it's already late. All right, see you on the next one.